this.
You need me to record too, Kelvin?
Yeah, why not? Huh?
Okay, all right. Right, done.
Okay, the name magician comes from Nazrin, our mentor. So, so I just make do of it. Anyway, I'm going to show you three things today. Good evening, everyone. My name is Calvin, and I'm going to show you a little bit of magical moment that you're going to face together with me using Microsoft Word. Now, many people out there have this thing called the myth of using Microsoft Word. So they were saying that Microsoft Word is boring. Microsoft Word is very, very difficult to use. The moment I just delete a space and the whole thing just doesn't look exactly the same anymore. That
Messy.
situation and messy. So I just remove one of the word and my whole document turn into one single column and no longer double column and so on. So it's like, yeah. But I'm not going to talk too detailed about it tonight. I'm just going to show you some of the feature. So what exactly that I'm going to talk about tonight? Okay, I'm going to talk about a little bit about the problems that we often use, the myth. Then we talk about the word. Let's make Microsoft Word work very hard for you rather than you work hard for the Microsoft Word to get your document done quickly. A little bit of it has been already shared by Sue this morning when she showed her session at about 11 o'clock. And I'm also going to talk about how do we use collaboration between team members. So if let's say I have a project and I need people who are in their subject matter expert to put in the information. And once they have completed their work, me as a project manager, maybe I can collect all this information together into a single file. How can I use a feature called master and sub document? I'm going to show you that very, very powerful feature in Microsoft Word, which a lot of people do not know how to use or have not heard of it in the first place. And number three, we're going to talk about how do we use mail merge to send personalized letter to many people. Now, there are a lot of people who have heard about it, but they do not know how to actually make it easy for their work. So here, I'm going to do something very simple. It's just a marketing letter with about 30 people, and I'm going to send it out to 30 people. It's not going to be real. It's just going to be a demonstration. Now, what's going to happen here, if you are able to follow me during the session, you can actually download the file from the share folder that I put up. So if you look into the group chat, I just pasted a link.
Yeah.
It actually goes into my Google Share Drive. And if you look, there are 3 folders in that particular link. Is it true? Can you see that 3 folders?
Hang on.
Sorry, Kelvin,
Yeah.
where's the link, yeah, Kelvin?
In the group chat.
In the chat group.
Group chat,
Oh,
I
cannot see.
have fun tonight, cannot see the folders, that's all.
Me too, no folders, cannot see any folders.
The folders are on top.
Oh, no, I don't even see the link in chat, Kelvin.
Oh.
Can you put in the chat again?
Okay, wait. I think I sent it privately to Suhaila. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. Oh God.
Suhaila.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Thanks, Kelvin. Thank you.
Yeah, you send
Sometimes
privately
this thing
to me.
happen. It's not that I like Suhaila so much.
Suhaila berapa today?
Dia jangan marah.
So what are we supposed to do here? Okay.
All right, so I'm going to share my file. If you look into the folder called styles,
okay,
there's three files in there. So you can actually use any of the files to try, but I'm using the file called using styles.
Sorry, Kelvin. I clicked the styles. nothing come out, or is it the no?
You have to double click.
Double click.
Okay. Oh, my computer a bit slow. Okay, okay. Thanks, sorry.
Yeah, if you go to the folder called styles, there should be
3 documents.
3 files there, right? Using style,
Yes.
compose, and gardening.
Yeah.
Right now,
And you
I always dream to have a garden, but I'm living in a condominium, so I don't have a garden. So I'm just using documents to keep me happy. Right. So
Very
I'm going to share the Word document. I already shared actually my Word document. So if you look at this document, this is actually a real document that I've downloaded from the internet. They are very good article about how do you make a compost for your garden. So these are real stuff that you can actually apply. Now, what I'm going to do is in this document, you assume that you are actually writing an article about this why compose and so on. Now, this document has already done with about 5 pages altogether, and it has a few titles. So I have here the why compose as one of the title. I'm sure you can see that, right? And I have another title here called what is a compose file. Now we're going to go through this one by one together. Now I'm going to ask you to put your mouse on the left-hand side of your margin, just outside the word why compose, and you just click once. You will be able to select the entire line.
Yeah.
Then you just click heading 1. Go to your home ribbon. See the home ribbon at the top. Then just click heading 1. Don't worry about how it looks like first. Just click on it. Just apply the heading 1 to the title. Go down. Look for the next title. Select them. Heading 1. Now, I would already assume that you already know how to highlight or know how to select. So I just put on the left. Just click that. Even if you are not so keen about highlighting it, you can just click anywhere in the particular topics and just click heading 1. Right. So this is the second topic, heading 1. I'm going to go down a little bit more. There's another title called How Do You Make a Compose File? Again, I'm going to use heading 1. So bear with me. Just go through with me this entire document. Right. There's another title. Now I have a page break here. Right. There's another title called Hot or Cold. Heading 1. Then I'm going to make this Compose and Soil. Heading 1. Okay, then the last title, Composting Do and Don'ts. That's the last title. Okay. Now, after you have done all the heading 1, you will notice on the, now I'm going to turn off this show hide button. After you have used the heading 1, you will notice there will be one arrow at the side here. If you're using this version of mine, the same version as mine, if you put there, now you can actually just right click anywhere in this title and you can choose something called expand, collapse, and you can collapse all. So now I'm going to look at all my titles right up here. Because of that page break, they are breaking down into multiple pages. But never mind. I just want to tell you that now I can actually just click the triangle to expand the data and close the data after I've done that. So for those of you who work with large document and you would like to collapse your content, you just want to take a look at your topics, you can do that. The moment you have done the heading 1, you can right click it and you can expand or you can collapse them. So if I expand, it goes out to the entire document again. Right, so you can do that. Huh? Okay, now the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to tell you that all of a sudden you realize that, okay, this particular title, I need to make it red color. So I think a lot of us will do this. Highlight, make it red. Tell me if this is true.
Yes.
Right? Normally,
Correct.
you will highlight the title, you make it red. Now,
Yes.
and then if you have 60 title, you have to repeat that 60 times. Now, don't do that. Huh? Don't do that. Since you have already applied heading 1, what you should do is you just right click the heading one, then go to modify. So I told you that I want this to be red in color. So the color now is automatic. So you just change that to red. So once I do that, I click OK. This is red. This is red. And the rest of the title, the entire document is red. I don't have to do it one at a time. I just go to this formatting for heading ones and make it red. Then if I wish to change any other formattings, I just go to format. Sorry, this modify. I can work with all the formatting here. If I want to make it bold, at all, I don't want to make it bold. Maybe what I want to do is I want to change the font. I want to change it to Century Gothic. Okay. Now, since this is gardening, red color doesn't really go well. So I change it to green. There you go. My title is green. All the title in my documents are green now. So please don't work so hard trying to highlight, and color them one at a time. And bear with me, if you do this, if you listen properly, if you do this, you know what will happen? You're going to be very tired of highlighting and you will miss out one or two of the title and you left it red. You do not want that to happen. Okay, so please do this very quickly. Just go to the styles and right click it. Then what you do is you modify them. Just come here. All right. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to make every title comes with a border at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click the heading one again, modify. Now in this particular dialog box, I will not be able to see the formatting that I wish to use. So I'm going to go down here, format. I'm going to use border. Now, since the color of the text is green, then I will change the color to green as well, right? So I'm going to make it dark green this time. And I'm going to put a line underneath here. So, but before that, I just want to make it a little bit thicker. Maybe I'll make it 2¼ size. Then I'll put it down here. This green color line. And that's it. It's okay. Okay, again. Ta-da. I have that line. So don't work so hard to get the line up. I give you about a second, a minute, maybe less. Can you please format the title to the way you like it? Quickly, just do that. Let me know if you are done. Just go to the chat group. Just go to the chat group and let me know you are done.
Kelvin.
Yes, who's on the line?
This Asohan here.
Yes.
Kelvin, I just want to find out, would you be going through how to do the page difference in terms of, the Roman letters and then the normal letters, the page break? How do you go about doing it? Are you going to...
What Roman letters and...
You see, example, just say...
The page number, is it?
Yeah, just say you have a page number Roman 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after that, you follow it normal 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And so on.
We can do that. No problem.
Would you be able to show us?
Sure. Why not?
Thanks a lot. You
mean like a report style with the headings and the subheadings, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'd like to know also.
Are you talking about the bulleting or are you talking about the page number?
No, you see the page number. You see, like in a book, example in a book, the preamble pages will be Romanized. There'll be a Roman wording, and then the normal pages will come 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth.
Yeah, because from what I hear me and say, it's like the title and subtitle, so it's like two different things.
Isn't that you choose a style already? It's from the template style, isn't it? You don't have to keep changing it.
No, man. No. You have to set
okay,
it.
Then I'm wrong.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll clear the confusion in a while, right?
All right.
Okay, thanks, Kelvin.
Thanks.
No problem. It's really a few clicks away, so don't worry. All right. So have you put in all the titles into the format that you like? Yes, sir. Now, what I'm going to do is, assuming you have done all this and you realize that this title, why compose is supposed to be my subheader. It's not supposed to be a main title. It's supposed to be a subheader. Now, what you can do is you can go to this particular screen now. Okay, let me just make this one a little bit smaller, because my screen is a little bit congested. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. Now I'm going to this not editing, the styles. I'm going to click this button. At the end of the style, there's a little bit of a button here. I can open up this styles pane. Now, in this document, I purposely hide the rest of the styles. So I can only see the styles that I want to use. Now, what happens if you want the second styles? What we'll do is, you can come down here to click the options. Okay. What I have done to this document is, I will say that I only want to see the styles that is in this current document. So if I do not want to do that, I want to see everything. So I will choose all styles. Okay, when I hit OK, you see the whole long list of styles that you can use. These are all the presets and you can modify them. Just the heading alone, they are altogether 9 different levels. Okay, so I'm going to click the what is a composed file. I'm going to make it as heading 2. So from here, I can just modify, click on the drop down arrow, modify. I can make it a little bit bigger point size. Maybe I'll make it 14 point size. Again, Century Gothic. And I'm going to make this maybe the same green, right? The same green. But this time, I'm going to make it bold and italic. So I'm going to hit OK. There you go. It's bold and italic. This is the heading 2. So any of the other topics that you would like to make it as a heading 2, for example, compost and soil, you can just click heading 2. It will follow the exact same styles. Okay, so this is what I meant when you can actually have your formatting work for you really hard. You don't have to work so hard for it. Now, for those of you who are studying, taking your PhD, your second PhD, your third PhD, or your master or your degree, what you can do is that when you read all the rules or the guideline given by your lecturers or your professors, they need this to be spaced out. They don't want it to be so near. So don't make any changes here, right? So if I click on this text, this document, I have changed it to body text. So I'm going to do the body text, modify. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to format, paragraph. This is the line spacing. It's a single line spacing now. I will change it to 1.5. I think that's the common one. That 1.5 or double spacing. So it's a 1.5 spacing, yes. So we click and click OK. So it's a 1.5 spacing. So now the document, the entire document, not just one paragraph, but the entire document. Do you notice from the beginning till now, I actually did not really ask you to highlight any text. I just asked you to click where you want it to change. And then you just take a look at what you are using as your styles. That's how simple Microsoft Word should be used. Not like this, highlight. Then you go to the paragraph, you start changing it. Then you highlight again, and you change. Now you don't do that anymore because that will actually, take up so much of your time. So much of your time will be wasted. Now you notice I actually just click anywhere in that document and I say, oh, this is body text. So I just click the drop down, modify, and I just play with all the formattings that's available here. Okay, you look at it, there are so many. Like I told you, I'm not going to go in detail. Right? I'm just going to show you some of those things and then you can explore on your own. Okay, so these are the items. Now the magic is going to happen very soon. What am I going to do in this document now is I want to prepare something called table of content. Yes, table of content. Now, table of content is something very difficult for a lot of people. They need to complete their document first before they can create a table of content. And what they do after that is that they copy the title, then they put the dot, 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 then they just look at the page number, they type the page number. And that process keep going for another few hours. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put my cursor right in front of the document, and we're going to create a table of content in just 3 clicks. Yes, 3 clicks. We're going to do that. Huh? I'm going to go to this thing called reference. Now remember, I put my cursor right in front here. I go to the reference, and I just go to the first button here that says table of content. Click that. And there are 2 options here, table 1 or table 2. I'm just going to use with the word table of content. I just click this. There you go. My table of content is ready. Can you give it a try? If you have been following the steps, like getting it into header, heading styles, now you prepare your table of content right in front of the document.
Aduhai, senangnya Mr. Kevin.
Memang senang.
Kenapa I duk tekan-tekan je, ya Rabbi. Aduhai. Aduh.
So I told you it's only 3 clicks, right? If you count it properly, it's this: 1 click reference, 2 click table of content, 3 click your choice.
Kelvin,
Uh-huh.
you should have taught me this in 2006. I would have saved a lot of time for my master's thesis.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to share this with everyone here. It's not too late to learn. Right?
Okay.
Knowledge doesn't have any age barrier. So yeah, it's not too late to learn. What you can do now is make sure the next generation that you are going to inspire know this, so that they don't have to go through what we have gone through.
Right.
Hey,
So, mari kita sambung PhD.
Kenny, don't hit me, please. Ravin, is everything okay there?
Kevin, one question.
Yes.
The table of content, when you click the first one, then you put the table of content, then you select. That means all the contents of you highlighted as the header will come out, is it?
The one that you have applied heading 1 or heading 2 will appear. You notice that?
Heading 1 and heading 2. If you put the heading 3, that means if you put all, then whole thing will come out.
Yes, they will just follow. Actually, it's up to 3. You can activate more.
Okay.
Usually, table of content will not go up to 9 levels. It's only about 3 levels.
Cool. Thank you.
Now, we have a problem. Though it looks good, but we have a problem. Now, what's the problem? How many of you have seen a book where the table of content is sitting together with the title? Have you seen this kind of book before, where you have the table of content and the next thing you know is the title?
No.
Right? Usually, if it's a main title, they will start on a new page.
Yes.
Correct.
So how do you take Y compose to the next page?
Enter.
Okay, good idea. Good idea, but don't do that.
Please don't bring out those secrets.
Okay, I will promise.
All right, so remember this is the title, and we are using heading 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you follow what Suhaila have taught us this morning, we have to press Control Enter, or we have to go to this thing called layout, break, and do a page break.
Right.
Now that's what Suhaila have taught you, to do it manually. But this time, because we are using the styles, this is what I'm going to do. We are using heading 1. So I'm going to this heading 1, modify. Now go to the format paragraph. So what I'm going to do is, this is where I'm going to second tab on top here called line and page break. So I'm going to click on page break before, which means this is the title. I apply the header, and they are going to insert a page break before the header. That means anything above.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So when I hit OK, I'm going to hit OK again. Ta-da, it's gone. Where did it go? It's in a new page.
Oh, okay.
Now, since this is heading 2, it will continue. But you will notice that there's a lot of ample space here, but because this is a new title, they will start on a new page. Now, how many times do you need to do this?
You just keep on doing it.
Just once, right? Just once. So you just have to go, just let me repeat this. You just have to make sure you are in the title, heading 1, modify, format paragraph. So go to the second tab on top here and choose this, page break before, and that's it. And they will break into number of pages. Now, because I'm doing this, what do you think of the page numbering up here? It's wrong, right?
Automatically change.
It did not. You see, it did not.
Yeah.
So what you do is you just click anywhere inside your table of content and just tell them to update the table.
Oh, wow.
Ta-da!
Whoa, that's magic.
Kelvin,
Yeah.
I just want to find out, you see this table of content, once you update the table, in my situation, I notice every time I have to go and start, the paragraph, it starts running out in terms of its height and all. I keep on changing and doing it manually.
Changing.
Is there,
Now is it?
no, the table of content,
Uh-huh.
you see now just say you press update table, I only update the number, fine. If I update the entire table,
Yep.
the thing runs out,
Yes, it will.
Why is it so?
It will.
Oh.
It will runs off if you are not doing it correctly.
Correct, I know.
That means you are here,
Right.
you have done some other things rather
Okay.
than doing it here.
Oh, yes. I never come to that level there.
So if you have already applied some styles over here, you are not supposed to touch anything else. Do not do any manual formatting onto it, and it will just keep on running. So yeah, you keep on chasing it. Yeah.
I see. So that means what you're trying to say, that the styles is like the master.
Yes, the styles is like the master formatting. That's how it should be used in the first place.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
So if I come down here, I say, what is a compose? Maybe I'll change it into something called a bin, right? So I change it to bin, B-I-N. So I change the title to some other names, but it does not change here. So what I do is when I update this page number, the name won't change. So you see, the name doesn't change. But when I change the entire table, it changed.
Okay.
So the entire table is only when you make changes to the titles, you change the title or you have added some new titles, that's where you update the entire table. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If there are any changes made to all the titles down there, that's where you update the entire table. All right. Now, the entire document that I'm using, I only use 2 types of font. This is called the Century Gothic, and this is called Arial. Now, for my title, for my table of content, they are also using styles. So if I go to the site, I click this, you notice that the style they are using is called TOC. TOC stands for Table of Content Heading. Then if I click Y Compose, it will say TOC1. If I click the what is a compose bin, it's a heading 2. You see that? Heading 2. If I do not want them to be on their own font, I can go to the TOC heading. I can change the font to standardized to Century Gothic. Okay. Then I go into TOC1, modify. I use something, I don't want the Times New Roman, so I'm going to use Century Gothic. Okay. Then TOC2, modify. I just have to change this to Century Gothic. All right, I'm done. So the document has the same sort of format, font. So if your lecturer, your professor says the font you should use in this entire document is called Arial, so what you do is just go to the rest of the styles that you are using, just change it to Arial. You don't have to highlight the whole document to change it. Just go to the what you call this styles, and you start changing. So this is where your good friend is going to be. This is your good friend from now on when it comes to Microsoft Word formattings. Are you all following?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So that's
Yes,
how,
yes.
this is how it's going to be, right? So make use of this. Now, where do you get this styles thing? So remember, okay, let me just make this a little bit wider. Now, they have a ribbon called home. There's a group here called styles. Right at the end of this, when you click it, it will reappear. That's where you find them. If you cannot see all the styles, don't worry, just go to the option, tell them you want to see all the styles. So you can have a whole long list of styles that you can modify. Okay. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit of sharing on this document here. I'm going to make this range here only this particular topic. Look carefully here. Okay, let me just make it 3 page. Look at this area that I've highlighted. This area that I've highlighted here. I want to make this a 2-column document. So I just highlight this. I go to the layout. I just have to change it to 2 columns. So the trick here is you have to highlight it first. Then you change it into 2 columns. And you'll notice that the entire document, only this area has been changed to 2 columns and the rest are not. Okay, so let me show you what happened when I do that. Now, this morning, if you have attended Suhaila's session, she would have called this the tauge, or in English, we call it the bean sprout. It looks like a bean sprout. Okay, if you have eaten the bean sprout before, you will, right, that's called a bean sprout. So if I turn this on, you will see this thing appear. It's called the section break. And this particular break is called the section break continuous break. That means you are going to continue your document. And at the back here, let me just go back here and press and enter. See, there's a section break as well. It's a continuous. So this particular area is called section 2. Right? If you look down here on my bottom left-hand side, it says section 2. If I go down a little bit, I click after that, it says there's section 3. So each and every section can have their own kind of number of columns. Right? So you can find this here, number of columns in the document. So if I highlight the last part here and make it 3 columns, then it will be 3 columns. So that's where the section break is. So now, come back to the question earlier. If this is going to be page Roman letter 1, 2, and 3, Roman letter 1, 2, and 3, I want this to be normal number, right? Normal number 1, 2, and 3. So I need to set up something called a section break. So any pages before this title, how do I, okay, this one, how do I make a compose file? Any pages that's before this title, I want to break it into another section. So I'm going to go to the in break. I'm going to do this thing called
Next page.
next page.
Continuous.
Is it continuous or next page?
Continuous.
No. It's a next page.
Hiya.
Give it a try. Right?
Good try, good try.
Good try. Now, what's going to happen now is I'm going down to this page number here. Okay. This page number here, I'm going to double click this guy. And it says there section 4. Right? So this is the page number that I'm using. And this particular section 4 is linked to the previous section. When they say link to previous, it means it's linked to the section 3. I'm going to disconnect them. I'm going to disconnect it. So this is no longer section connected to the section 3. So I can double click this. Okay, I'm going to double click this 4 here. I'm going to do the page numbering. Okay, maybe I should right click it. Right click it, format the page number. So I'm going to tell them to start at 1. Remember, this is originally page 4. But Asohan, you say you wanted this to start at page 1, correct?
Right. No, I wanted to start as
Romanized.
Roman 1.
No, Roman 1 is on top. This is,
Oh, yes, correct. Okay, right.
this is going to start with number 1.
Correct.
So when I click OK, so this is starting with number 1 now. Right? Now, if I go above, this is number 3. You notice there's a confusion now, right?
Right.
So now I'm going to highlight this particular page number. Okay. If I click it, format page number. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to change the formatting to
Roman.
Roman
1, 2,
numbering.
3.
Roman numbering. So I just click OK. Okay, so where am I? Wait, did I change it? This is done.
And
This
3,
is
2.
wait, link, right? Link to previous. So I should have done do it from page 1 then. Here. Fill this one, right? So this is Roman letter 1, Roman letter 2, Roman letter 3. Then this is starting from page 1.
1.
Yes, yes.
So do you notice what I did? I created something called sections, right?
Right.
So I created something called a section. So when the section 4 is concerned, I make sure that the header and footer does not follow. Right? Okay, this one, it does not follow. This title here. So I have a section break here. So let me just press enter down here. Okay, see, there is a section break. Next page. I shouldn't press enter because it will go to a new page. So I'm just going to say that this is actually, you can't see it. Okay, let me just see if I can press shift enter. No, I still can't press shift enter. Now this is actually called the section break here, but next page. So therefore, it is actually pushing this to the next page. So this is section 4, this is section 3.
Okay.
So when I go to my section 4, my footer. Okay, let me just go to my page 4 here. My page 4. This one. So what I do is I highlight this, go into the what you call the number. I make sure it is not linked to the previous section. If this particular section 4 is still linked to the section 3, then I'm going to have problem. Whenever I change this, everything else will change on the top.
Okay, this is my problem then.
I told them, I just unlinked them. So when I didn't link them, then they can have their own. Otherwise, they will be following.
So Kelvin, that means what you're trying to say is that you see like the word same as previous, that means it has to be same as previous all the way.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what you do is that you change the sections only.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. You go to the section, the starting of the section, then you change the formatting. So you just have to highlight this. Right?
Okay.
You go to the page number formatting. You decide what you want to use. So if I want to use ABC, then these pages will be in A, B, C, D, and so on.
Yeah, but this is what I did. I remember, but I had a blank page in between. You know, what was the reason?
I have to look at your
section break. I think your section break is wrong.
Oh yes,
Suhaila. Yes, it's either your section break ataupun you letak page break. That's the two things. So you must check back.
I letak page break.
That's why you have it.
So that means when you letak page break, that means I will give you a page empty.
Yes.
Okay, page break is you break the page into another page. You break the information into another page, but they are still sharing the same section.
Yes. Still sharing the same section.
See. So now if I go and update the table now, will it show the Roman and the...
Yes.
So you just update the table now?
Yeah, update table.
Let's take a look.
Oh yeah, okay. Right.
Happy
All right.
Asuhan.
Okay, Shuaila and Kelvin, I'll try and see afterwards.
Now, the reason why I'm giving you 3 files in that folder, in case you don't have any file to practice on, you can try out and mess up my file, because my file is not important. It's all about gardening. So don't use your original file to try it out.
Yes.
And if you accidentally save it, I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah.
Right,
No,
so
what I did was I opened another file just to play around with it.
if
It's
you
okay
remember,
if I accidentally save it, also doesn't matter.
yeah, if you remember.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Okay, now that's one. So this is the first thing that I would like to share with you guys. So please mess around with the file that I've given to you. Okay, now let me just stop share this for a while. I'm going to open up another file. Okay, so this time, let me just, I have a problem here. Okay, I do not know why all of a sudden I can't share my window. Okay, never mind. I'll just share this one first. Okay, now if you look at this folder, remember I told you there are 3 folders. Just now we were looking at styles. Now I want you to look at the one called master and sub-document. If you go to your web, right? If you go to your website, where is it? No, it's not here. Anyway, did you manage to see your folder called master and sub-document? There's a file called using outline. Using outline. So this using outline, basically, in this particular file, there's just a very simple document. All right, so I'm going to open it. Right, this is the document. Isn't it very easy? There's no content whatsoever. It's just the title. So are you guys following so far?
Yes, sir. Yes.
No big deal, no big deal about these files. So I'm going to introduce one new view for everyone to explore, which is called, I'm going to go to view. There's something called outline. Now, if I go to the view outline, the content looks very similar, but each of this content is already promoted to level 1. So I would have done this just now. I highlight this and I choose level 1. So all of them are level 1 now. Level 1 will coincide with heading 1. I repeat, whatever level that you are in, okay, level 1 will always coincide with heading 1. If I choose level 2, then that will be heading 2. Do I make myself clear? We just learned about heading just now. So I'm just trying to tell you that this is related, a little bit related. Now, if we are going to do something called a group project, I'm going to talk about the company called the Garden Company. I'm going to talk about the introduction because this is my project. What's going to happen is Dr. Kenny is going to talk about why compost. Okay. Then Suhaila is going to talk about what is a compost pile. Ravin, you're going to talk about how to make a compost pile. So each and every one of us is going to have a topic for you to complete. So based on what you know about Microsoft Word, how would you attempt to do this? Anyone? How would you attempt to do this?
No
Ravi?
idea. No idea.
No idea. Now, I think what you will do is you will copy this title and tell, okay, Dr. Kenny, can you please do this title? And then You wait for them to finish and sending the email over, and then you just copy and paste it over. That's very common. Right?
Yes,
And,
very true. Very true.
yeah. So this is what I'm going to show you. Now you already witnessed something just now. In this folder, there's only one file called using outline. There's only one file in this particular folder. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the document. I'm going to click Y compose and I'm going to pass it to Dr. Kenny to complete this. So I'm going to click on show document.
Show document.
Then I'm going to click create. I'm going to make this Y compose a sub document. When I click create, I'm actually creating a sub document. Can you see that? Create a sub document. Then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to create. I'm going to pass this to Suhaila. And this is going to be Ravin.
Yeah.
So there's 3. Now the rest, we're not going to talk about them. So these 3. Or maybe I want to pass this to Marianne. Huh? Okay, I got 5. Okay lah, Asohan, you also get it lah. Right, so everyone will get a title to do this. Now, what's going to happen now if I created all this subdocument, I will normally just click save, correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to save the document now.
Yeah.
If I go back to my folder, you will see now. Remember, I created a subdocument.
Yes.
Now I have all my subdocuments here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click this file and I'll email to Dr. Kenny. I'm going to take this and email it to Suhaila. I'm going to take this and email to Ravin. Ravin is in Mauritius. Okay, I'm going to email it to you and you're going to get the work done. Once you get your work done, you will send it back to me. So I'm going to give an example of Dr. Kenny. Yeah? So assuming I'm Dr. Kenny now. So I'm going to open up this file. Right. So give me a second. I'll switch to the file. So Dr. Kenny, this is your file. So I'm going to use what Suhaila has taught us, equals to Ren. Then 5,9. Let's say I just whack some number lah. Okay, so I just go to the back here and I press enter. Wait, cannot work.
Again.
Okay, RAND 5,9. Oops.
Hey.
Let's do this again. Oop, it comes up.
There you go. Lambat.
Okay, it's a bit slow lah. Okay, now it came up. So I'm done. I'm done with. Let's just say, Dr. Kenny, you are done with your work. Okay. Then usually when you are done, you
Save it.
You save, right?
Yeah.
You save. Then you will email to Kelvin, and Kelvin will check the email, download that file, and put it into the folder. So now I share with you the folder again. Nothing has changed. So what I will do is I will download the email from Dr. Kenny. I'll just replace this file. So when you put it into this folder, they will ask, do you want to replace? You just click OK. Now, what's going to happen now if I go back to my master document? Use outline. Huh? You see the content is already there.
Hang on, Kelvin. What was the formula about? Did I miss something? The REN 5.9?
Oh.
No, this is just a sample text. I'm just too lazy to type, so I'm using some sample text.
Oh, just random.
Yeah, it's just a random text. Yeah. So what's happening now is when you have completed your work, you just have to save the file. All you need to do is send back to the project manager or the team leader. The team leader just replace the file in the folder. All the contents are all uploaded. Okay, now let me show you something. I'm going to highlight the word video, or maybe I highlight a few of this, and I'm going to translate this into my language. I learned German recently. Can you tell me if I'm wrong? Okay, it's a little bit slow in reaction. Now, I won't be able to type anything. You see, you heard my keyboard just now? I
It's
won't be
locked.
able, yeah, I can't type. You see, I can't replace anything. Now, that's because this document is locked. If I unlock it, right, cannot be done because it's open in another window, right? Usually this won't happen because the file is not with you. Okay, so I have to turn off that particular file first. Okay, now I come back here, I unlock. Now, if I come here now, I type in German now. Okay, correct me.
German.
Anybody can read this?
Yes.
Oh yes,
You see how fast I can type?
that's cool.
And I'm done, right? I save. Right, so now when I go back to my folder and if I open up this file, the original file, I open up the original file, the German language is updated. So now this particular portion, I'm going to write it in Spanish.
Wow, I didn't know Spanish writing like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we don't know, right?
Yeah, he's foreign language teacher also.
Exactly.
Now I go back to my using outline, the master document, and guess what? So do you notice something? It's actually a two-way editing. I edit in the master, it will update the source. I go to the source, it will, if I update the source, it will update my master document. So it's a two-way kind of an exchange when you have modification. So you can think about it now. If you use the method that we talked about earlier, which is copy and paste, will you be able to achieve this or not? If I make changes here, will Dr. Kenny get it? He will not. His file will not be updated. So if he updates it, will I get it? Yes. Both way works. So if you have something which is like, if you are a lecturer and you are making your student to perform in groups, you give each and every one of them a title, you prepare this master document, get them to work, and the document will come back to you. Okay, so I'm going to do another file. I'm going to go to another file. So let me just open up another file. Let's just say, how do we make a compose file? How do we make a compose file? All right. Mayanne, you say you missed something, right, just now?
Yes.
Okay, let me try this again. So if this time I'm going to write equal to lorem, let's say 6,8. Okay, it doesn't work. Equals to lorem 6,8.
Enter.
I do not know what language is this.
Lorem.
It's a dummy language we use.
Yeah, it's a dummy text lah.
Yeah.
So once this is done, again, I save.
I have one question.
Yes.
The code is coming from where? Is that one of your files or what?
Which one? The
No.
lorem?
The ren.
The equals that
And
you put
lorem, they are
in
in Microsoft Word. You can also try it on yours. It can be any empty files.
If you, sorry, I add in.
Yeah.
If you put that ren equal ren into PowerPoint, it will come up the quick brown fox jumping blah 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 blah.
Oh, really?
You can try that.
Amazing, right? What they can do. Okay,
And
let me just go back to this file. So remember, this is Dr. Kenny. This is Ravin. This is your file. So once I'm done, I just click my close outline view. Right, I'm going to click this close. So the document just look as if it's a normal document. You don't really see anything so big deal, right?
That's right.
And you can click in this. You can click in this normal paragraph. Okay, you can look at the style. What are they using? Normal. So you just come here, modify. So you say, I don't want to use Times New Roman. I want to use Arial. And I want to make sure that this is a left and right alignment. Justify. And I'm going to use 11 point size with the double 1.5 spacing. So is this 1.5 spacing? Yeah, I think so. Okay. There you go. I'm done. So if I click on the title, this is called the heading one. Yeah, I'm going to make this one green color, dark green, Arial. Ta-da! Green. Yeah, it's done. And if I come to the front here, I mean, maybe just after the introduction. Now, for the garden company, maybe I will use something called, okay, go to option. I'm going to show all the styles. I'm going to choose something called title. Yeah, title. So this is a title. I can modify this and use Arial. That's it. Now I'm going to come down here a little bit, just before the introduction. Reference, table of content. Ta-da! So you notice that it's actually a same thing that I'm showing you, but this time the collaboration is the content does not come from you alone. It's coming from multiple people. Okay, now Microsoft had done something a little bit different nowadays. They have something called OneDrive. They have something called, you can also use something called Google Drive. But they would want you to use the OneDrive where you load this, you create a folder in your OneDrive, then you get the shareable link to all your members. So all of them can go into that particular folder and start editing their document.
Yeah.
And once you update your document and you save it back to the particular folder, then the other person who is holding this master document will get it updated in no time. And you can use the styles that you learned just before this to complete the entire document.
Kelvin, in case of just editing the document, what is the difference between OneDrive and Google Drive? Because you can do the same thing on Google Drive.
They are both cloud based storage.
Right.
So if you go to Google Drive, you can also
Google Docs. Google Docs.
Google Docs is actually by Google. It's actually a word processing program like Microsoft Word, but they are called Google Docs. Do they have master and sub-document as well?
Don't have.
Editing the text.
Don't have it.
I don't think they have.
Yeah, they don't have it.
Edit the text.
Sorry, again?
Is basically to edit the text.
Yes, you can.
Edit the
you can
text.
share the file, so everybody puts in their inputs, and you will get one master document.
No, it's different.
No, this one is different.
These are all individual documents.
Right.
These are all individual documents. So Dr. Kenny, Suhaila, Ravin, yourself, Asohan can take the file and copy into a thumb drive, go back to your home at your own comfort. You just complete the entire whole thing. And the next day you bring the thumb drive, you just upload it into the shared folder. Then the person who holds this document will get it immediately.
Yes.
So that's the feature called master and subdocument. Okay, let me repeat that. You can go to view, outline view. Okay, so this is what I have created just now. Right. So in the outline view, you will not see the formatting that much. So if I take away this show text formatting, you will see that it won't look weird. No? So I just make sure that you can still some green. So I just click this. Right, so this is the outline view. You don't do much here. except that you just make it into a sub-document. So you share this, you make it into a sub-document, that's all. And then if you click this button, okay, it looks like this. So at least you know where are they coming from. Then you click expand, you will see the content. If you collapse, you only see the link. Right? Take note of that. Huh? So when I come out here, I can only see the link. So if I want to see the content, I must go back to my view outline and I make sure that this is expanded. Then I close. Then I can see the content. So tell me, what do you think of it so far, of all the content that I've just shared with you?
Amazing.
It's all about practice. And now that you know, you just have to work on it and practice. Now, you know where to get me. I mean, I'm always there in the VLC group. So if you are trying out and you can't get me, I mean, you can't do it, you can call up to me. And for Ravin, you can always text me. You have my contact, right? Or you can get Bharat.
Okay.
You can get through Bharat as well. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Now, the last thing that I want to share with you, I hope you don't mind, guys. Just one little thing about.
Sure. Please do.
One more topic about mail merge. All right.
Yes.
So let me just go back to the folder. Okay, where is my folder? Okay, my folder. Now I mentioned something about mail merge. Right, so this is the mail merge. Now for mail merge, you need two documents. One document where you store your database. That means if you're going to send an email, or not email, you're going to send a letter, a formal letter, then you need to keep all the information about the recipient in one particular database. And this is what I call customer database. So let me just open the file and show you what it looks like. Huh? Give me a second. Where is it? Wait, did I open it? Give me a second. Saran tergendala sekejap. Wait, hold on. Okay, now let me just share this. Okay. Now this is the database and nothing special. Column A, B to until H, column I, where I have the email address. So the first row, remember this, if you are using this for the mail merge, always start with row number 1. You put in the title of your content. So that's row number 1. Row number 1, that's your title. Then the rest of these are your contents. So these are all the people. I have 30 of them in this particular database. I'm going to send a letter to each and every one of them. All right. Now let me close this file. Okay. I'm going to open up the second file. Okay. So let me just show you the folder. Now I have a marketing letter that I want to open up. So I'm going to make all the content inside my customer database flow into the marketing letter so I can print it out. Each letter will have their own individual customer, right? So I'm going to open this up. Okay, give me a second. Right, this is the letter. So I have a marketing letter with a letterhead on top here, and I'm going to send this letter. This letter says they are celebrating a 10th anniversary, so the store will have a 10% discount for everything the entire month. So I'm going to send this marketing letter to all my 30 customers. So how do I do that? I will start the process, mailings. I'm going to use the feature called mail merge. So if you look at the screen, everything else here are grayed out. You can't click on those buttons. Now this is because this document is not linked to any of your database yet. Okay, so the mail merge is actually a process. So we start with something called start mail merge. Click here. Are you going to create something called a letter, or is it a email address, or are you going to print it onto an envelope, or just a label? I leave it to you. So in this evening, I'm going to show you two: letter and label. Label as in like the sticker where you print it on the sticker, you peel it off, you stick on it. Yeah, those labels. But I start with a letter first. So this is a letter. This is a letter. So I have my document ready, my letter. So I go to this select recipient. You witnessed that particular database earlier. So I'm going to look for the database again. Just give me a second. So this one, mail merge. So this is the database, customer database. So I open it. It's in worksheet number 1. All right. Now, you notice that all this button suddenly
Pops up.
and they are alive. No, they were all gray out. Now they are all available for you to use. Now, if I click on this edit recipient, I will be able to see who are the people that is in my database earlier. So let me just extend this a little bit. See, these are all the people that you see in my database earlier. Now, if I plan to send it to certain people in the different states, so I can just click here and filter who I would like to send it to. But I'm not going to do that. I only have 30 of them. You can work on the filter. So now I'm going to start my mail merge. Now, if you still remember what your teacher teach you in school last time, how do you plan the recipient address? What do you put after the date?
Address.
Yes, address.
Is it the address or the recipient name?
Recipient name.
So let's put the
Recipient.
first name, space, last name.
Last name.
So now it's up
Shift
to you.
enter.
If you want to put a comma, enter. Then we will put in the address. So this is the address.
Yes. Address.
Enter.
Space.
I'm not going to put any space there because
okay.
come down here. Then I go to this thing called city, space, and I'm going to put a postal code.
State.
Enter. I'm going to put the state. Anything else? Country.
Country.
All right. So this is how I want my letter where the recipient portion is crafted. And I'm going to put here dear. Oops, sorry. Space. And I'm going to just put here the first name, comma. All right. So that's how I want my letter to be arranged, the recipient address. So let me just make this a slightly smaller. Now, if I want to view the result, I will just click on this button here that says preview. So my first record is Run Liu, 789 26th Street, blah, 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 blah. Then this is where I can navigate through. This is the first record, second record, third record, the third, fourth, fifth, all the way to the 30.
Yes.
Okay, so this is done. If everything is okay, now of course, I feel that I want to make this one a little bit bold, maybe a bigger point size, perhaps. I can do that, right? If I think that this is also need to be bold, do that. I feel that this is supposed to be italic, I can do that. I mean, it's just a normal document, right? So when you go back to the mailing, you can just decide on how it looks like. Isn't it wonderful? Please do not go to your database. Highlight the first name, copy, come here, paste. Copy the last name, paste. Copy the address, paste. 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 Then what?
That was me last time I used to do work.
Then what do you do?
Are you referring to me, Kelvin?
You feel it, huh? So once you're done the first one, you click print. Okay, now the second name, copy, paste,
Change.
copy, paste,
Copy,
copy, paste.
paste.
Now that will take you the whole night. Now,
Hey,
what you're
Kelvin,
going to
how
do
many
is,
years of my life I've wasted, man?
so once this is done, you just go to the last step. Can you see the last step here?
Yeah.
Finish.
Finish and merge. You just print
Yep.
your document. I have 30 letters to print, so I'm going to say, okay, let's print all of them. Then just click OK. Now, then you decide which printer you are going to print it and how you're going to print it. Then just click OK. Now I'm not going to click OK. I'm going to waste 30 pieces of paper. Now, I'm going to click cancel. Isn't that easy?
Very easy.
Yeah. So
Yes.
if you have formal letters that you are going to print, if you have certificates that you want to print, if you have receipt that you want to print, if you have quotation that you want to print, you know, statement that you want to print, just make sure you get ready a database and your Word document done. Just match them together, link them together, and start merging them into the particular field. That's how easy it can be.
Kelvin, what about emails?
Yes, you can just,
Same thing.
same thing, send email.
Oh, send email message. Okay.
So when you send the email messages, the two, remember all these titles that I show you?
Yes.
So you just choose the email address. You put
Okay.
in your subject line.
All right.
Okay, then you was, of course, you need to make sure that your Microsoft Office is linked to your Microsoft Outlook.
Okay.
Then you can send it. Okay, so your Microsoft Outlook has to be set up together. Set up properly so that it will work. So this is working with Microsoft Outlook. If you are using Gmail, I'm terribly sorry, it won't work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you know they are family, right? Microsoft.
Yes.
So they don't like other software here. Yeah, that's email. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start a brand new now. I'm going to this thing called label. Okay, label. So I'm going to click label. Don't worry about my document. I'm not going to save anyway. Now, this is the label, and they have many different type of labels available. I have done some setting before the class. I have done this thing. I look for the label vendor called every A4 or A5. Then the product number, I choose 32031. So what I did was, I'm looking for a business card size. So you imagine the business card size, if you print it on the A4, how many of them can you get? About 10 names. Right? So I'm going to hit OK. This is what I'm going to use. There are so many here. There are so many. You just have to look for it. So they are telling me that this document is a letter. So if I click OK, they will remove this. I mean, that's perfectly fine. To me, it's perfectly fine. I'm just going to do that. Now, why I'm using the same document? Because I'm just lazy to link them up again. If I start with a brand new file, then I have to link all over again. See, I have to go to this one and link it up. But now, if I click on Edit Recipient, I can see the same recipient. That's my purpose now. Now, this document so far, okay, you see this is an A4 size paper. Now, it's a bit hard for you to do your work at the moment. That's because in your Microsoft Word, they are using table. So I'm going to go to this layout, the layout ribbon. I'm going to say, can you please show me the grid line? So now I can see the grid line. If the grid line is not on, I won't be able to see where is the first box, the second box, and so on. So I'm going to view the grid lines. So all you need to do basically is just design the first box. You don't have to worry about the other boxes here, other cell. You just design the first box. Now, since everything is ready, I just have to click inside the merge cell. So I'm going to put here first name. Now I'm going to turn off the preview. First name, space, last name. enter. Then I use things like, or maybe I will put in the job title, press enter, enter, address, enter, city, space, postal code, enter, then I have my state, enter, then followed by country. Right, so that's how I want it to look like. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Font size a little bit bigger. And the job title, I'm going to make it italic. So I'm going to make all this Arial. That's how it's going to look like. There you go. I'm done. So all I need to do is just make it preview. That's run Leo. Hey, did I use the wrong one?
Yeah, you should have put last name.
Last name, yeah.
Both.
Last name, okay.
Last name.
All right, so run Leo. But so far, you only see one name here, right?
Yeah.
But the rest of the boxes. Now, if you're going to print a label, there's one extra step that you need to click. One more click, which is called the update label. If you're writing a letter, you won't be able to click this. But when you prepare a label, then you'll say update a label. So when I do that, you will see 10 different names appear on the boxes.
Wow. That's magic.
Yes. So now you say, I have 30 names. I got 30 names. I just have to prepare 3 pieces of label and I just print. Don't worry about the boxes because they are just grid lines. So I can always turn it off. Then when they print out, they'll just look like this. What do you think?
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Right. So if I feel that I want to do this, if I feel like doing something like this, you know, there are people who just love themselves so much.
Put picture.
Yeah, like me. See, I love myself so much.
Change the layout first.
In front of text. Okay, I'm going to put it here. You can put in your company logo if you have any. All right, you just put it here. Now, all you need to do is go back to the mailing, update label. Ta-da!
Whoa.
So you just put in the logo, update label, and you just print it.
Yep.
So for this picture that you insert, you will probably need to use this wrapping called in front of text. Yeah? So that you can move them around. So for those of you who create events like Ravin, you create events. Let's say you have a meeting events.
Yes.
So all those people who comes for your event, they need to register.
Yes.
So what you do is, you already have their registration, you have their names and everything. So you can print out the lanyard, a piece of paper and put it into a lanyard. So when they come, you just crown them.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
So you can use this mail merge to help you prepare this kind of documents.
Ah, okay.
Somebody is in the chat. Okay. All right, good. Kenny, join me. Come. Kenny wants to be a Microsoft Office specialist. Yes, join me. Join me and Skylar.
You know how many man hours are wasted every year because they don't know all these things. How many millions of man hours are wasted? You know, crazy.
Anyway, Dr. Kenny, don't worry. Don't worry. You are not alone. So the good news is you are not alone. Everyone is like that. Right?
Yeah, very true.
So thank you so much for being with me. Okay, I'm just going to go one last share on this. So Ravin, this is my contact, my email address. You can actually hook me up with Facebook and also LinkedIn. I'm using Kelvin NCK. That's my initial.
Yeah.
You can hook me up using the phone number, can WhatsApp, or the email address. As for the rest of you, I think you know me, so you have my numbers. So I'll be doing a course this Friday. Okay, this Friday I'll be doing Microsoft Excel's practitioner. Okay, so this is going to be a 6 session. This time I'm going to talk about Excel, not Microsoft Word. So it's going to be a 6 sessions altogether. So if you don't mind, you can use your phone to snap this and then send it to all your friends. We still have 2 more days to recruit.
Okay.
Dr. Kenny is already my student. Yeah.
Oh. Expert lah lepas ni Dr. Kenny.
Wow, Kenny.
Yeah.
Just learning lah.
Great of you, man.
Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you so much for staying with me for 1.5 hours. It's really honored for me to share with you and stay with me throughout the 1.5 hours. That's great.
Kelvin and Shuhaila, a word of thanks to you all.
Most welcome.
Yes. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much, Calvin and Sue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kevin. That was really great sharing. Thank you.
Yeah, so please keep in touch. If you try and you couldn't get it, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to go through this with you. And I'm going to give the link to the video so that you can watch it, stop to do the work.
Oh, great. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
So, Thank you,
Kelvin, Suhaila, I got a marketing tagline for you.